Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Can you see my foot? I don't think so. Whatever. Don't mind my curtains because I know that they're not steamed and ironed. I'm doing what I can, okay? I'm doing me. So don't be judging. They'll be steamed for the next episode. My bad. Hello, I have my laptop here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I apologize in advance for the audio, and I'm trying to speak up, but I'm also trying to not cringe. So I don't have a mic, clearly, and I'm just doing what I can with what I have. Before I get started, I'm gonna light my little candle because I'm trying to be as comfortable with speaking and just enjoying the vibes, because it really is. It's not that serious. Let me calm down. Serious in regards to like why I'm feeling anxious right now, I guess. So I have my laptop here, and you might be like, what is this girl even doing? I don't even know. Oh, what are we doing? Because I feel like if I can see it, maybe you can. Whatever. I'll put the picture on here. This is what we're doing. This is my first episode. Oh, okay. I was like, y'all can't see that yet. Whoa. I got my candle going. I'm trying to really calm down. I have my water over here in my cute Hello Kitty cup that I got for Christmas. I'm like anxious because I'm literally blanking on what I have to do, and I've been on what I have to do, and I'm just mentally procrastinating. Let's breathe. Okay, me trying to get to the point, and I can't. My name is Teresa de Jesus Aispuro. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of this podcast. That sounds so weird to say. Like, what am I even doing? And we'll get into it. This is episode 1. I recently told you guys 25 things that I learned while I was 25. I just recently turned, not recently, I just turned 26. This year, I'll be older. But that was what I did. And now it's January, and I want to go ahead and talk about and share and let y'all in on 25 things I want to do in 2025. So let me just jump in, I guess, because I already lost daylight. And yeah, I'm actually really, I was gonna say honored, bruh. I'm really happy, proud, excited, I guess, because I put these curtains up, and I also have them matching on my window. New chair. You hear that? No, you don't, because my chair's not squeaking anymore. New chair, and it spins. Back in the day, we used to have this like peeled freaking leather black chair, and it was all scratched up, but I loved it because it was like so worn out that low-key would spin really fast, and you would just catch me like throughout the whole year. And I saw that it spun when it was in the store, so I was like, yeah. So new chair, curtains, I put up. Let me shut up. For the past couple years, I've been doing like mood boards, vision boards, catch me on Pinterest, but I think I started to take away from like a materialistic things and goals to more like everyday reminders, things I want to like keep in mind for my goals. So like on a recent one that I had for 2024, so last year I made in 2023, I put like a lot more like traveling, get-togethers, really just like enjoying life. I didn't travel all that much, but kind of just doing that, and then a lot of quotes, because I've been trying to do a lot of like personal growth, and it was hard, but having those, I clearly was aware of it, of the changes that I wanted to make in 2023, and like little by little throughout the year I was applying it and reminding myself. And I kind of talked a little bit about that back in August when I did the 25 things I learned at 25 or whatever. So this year I was like, okay, like I should maybe do like another vision board. Some people do like prayer boards, but I feel like I didn't want to set myself up to fail, and I think that sounds bad, but I just know myself. That's a little too new for me, and I didn't want to set myself up maybe knowing that I wouldn't commit to it. So I didn't do that. The holidays, procrastinating, being lazy, I didn't even really get to put myself together to make another vision board. And I kind of had the last 2 weeks, and I was like, why are you gonna force yourself to print out things, get things, think about what I really want? Like, if you really cared about it, I think it would have been done. And I kind of just told myself, like, don't do a vision board, because then you low-key, when I'm going through it, I feel like me agüita más. Like, I get more like, oh my god, like I'm like looking at the vision board being like, oh my god, that's another thing that I didn't get done, or like, and that's another thing that I'm nowhere close to accomplishing, or whatever. So I was kind of like, don't do the vision board, don't do it. I was like, okay, fine, I'm not gonna do it. I ended up just making a list that they were already, oh my gosh, they were already in my head kind of last year, beginning of the year, like towards like New Year's, things that I'm like, okay, yeah, this, but I sat down and fully typed out everything else this month in January, because I just didn't want to set up resolutions that weren't going to get done like in the past years, things that maybe don't even correlate to the life that I want to have anymore, things that I'm no longer like idolizing, I guess. And we'll talk more about that a little later in here, but also in other videos. So I just was kind of like, don't do a vision board, I'm just gonna make a list. And here we are. I'm like already out of breath, and it's low-key because I'm just like, I don't know si se nota, but I'm low-key like anxious. 25 things I want to do in 2025. Number 1, start a podcast. Period. Look at that. A month into the year, and I already got one down, because this is episode 1, baby. First thing, literally number 1 on the list, start a podcast. It was things that I was kind of thinking about in like the past year, but it would just be that little like, imagine I had a podcast, or like when you're with your friends and you're like, oh, imagine like we had a podcast or whatever. And sometimes I'd be like, okay, but what if I did have one? What would I talk about? And before, maybe like the last year, the first half of the year, this was before they started talking about canceling like TikTok or anything, but I was like, okay, like what's vibing, what's trending, how am I going to commit to like trying to do that, you know, being successful with content or whatever. That was like, okay, like people love chisme, people love to be chismeando, me encantan el chisme. So like, should I make a chisme page? Did y'all see blah 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 blah? And it was like literally tossed the idea away and was like, I'm not gonna do that. Then I started thinking again, like, okay, what if I did do a podcast? What would I talk about? I already talked to myself. Okay, I talked to myself in my head, in the car, in the shower. My mind's always like running. It's just episode 1, but I'm interested in other people's point of views when it comes to certain like topics, opinions, what's going on. I want to take into consideration like my experiences, my circumstances, lessons that I've learned, and how I view that compared to maybe if someone also went through the same thing, what they learned from it. What did they struggle with that I did or didn't? Like things like that. Whether that's like me and you, me and y'all, or like me and another person down the road, of like a combination of topics that are important to me, that interest me, and that maybe can help like others. I like watching podcasts that talk about things that I struggle with, that I experienced, that I can relate to. And that's what kind of got me motivated to start thinking more of like, okay, what if I did do this because of that fact alone? Like, there's a good amount of things that I feel like other people I know, or even other people that are out there, are going to be able to relate to. So I was kind of like, that's a good idea. That's kind of what I want it to be, even if a lot of people don't care, even if nobody asked. So that's kind of how I came up with the name. If anyone's ready to throw some middle school freaking insult at me, like, nobody asked, just be like, actually, that's the name of my podcast. So yeah, that's my first thing. Start a podcast. That one's already done. I just gotta commit to at least one more episode. Number 2, trying new things. I just want to get past my fear of like being scared in some senses, and also just being like embarrassed, or like giving myself like the ick or cringing. There was like a post that and it was basically like, don't kill the part of you that is cringe, kill the part of you that cringes. And I feel like that's so true, because I can acknowledge that I'm having like a really good time with somebody or with myself, and maybe we're doing things that are kind of like weird to other people, or like that's so cringe or whatever, and it's like, well, good thing that I'm doing it and not you, right? So I just need to do that. I need to do more things that get me out of my shell, because like for the age that I am, like I really haven't done a lot. I feel like I was very like, whoa, I almost used the wrong word. I just basically did not do a lot when I was younger, and I'm trying to fix that. Resentment, whatever you want to call it, that feeling, I guess like FOMO, that my inner child has, and do those things as a grown-up. I'm trying to get myself out of that embarrassment, being perceived, risking about like looking dumb in front of other people, or like risking being annoying or like a poser, because I'm like insecure in a way. Like, I think ever since I was younger, I've been that type of kid that's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like everyone's looking at me, like, oh my god. Nobody's looking at me, bro. Like, nobody cares. And that stopped me from doing a lot. Just like a couple examples of what I want to do. I want to go like horseback riding. I've like rode a horse for 10 minutes in Rosarito. I think I could do more than that. I want to take dance classes. I almost did that a couple months ago on a whim, and I didn't do it. Force yourself to do things. And then I want to take like cooking classes, because I'd be cooking the same things. So let me try to do something else. Number 3, I want to try new foods and recipes, hopefully stopping me from being a picky eater, because I definitely was one as a kid, and sometimes I catch myself being like, oh no, but then I'm like, I want to try new foods. I want to explore more of what's out there, expand my palate, mature from being a picky eater, and I want to stop being so comfortable. Like, and that just goes more from just like what I would regularly order at this restaurant to ordering something else that's basic. I just want to try different cuisines, I guess, and try things with ingredients that I would have been like, ew, as a kid and stuff. Because I feel like as a kid I didn't really like seafood unless it was like shrimp and it was like fried. I don't even like sushi like that, but I think I just don't like it because I haven't really tried more than 2. And I would have like never known that I like freaking love grilled octopus or grilled pulpo. I really love that. I've been ordering that at like the mighty school places lately, and younger me would have been like, eh. Number 4, I want to dress up more and try out new outfits. That kind of goes into like getting past my fear of being like embarrassed or insecure. Oh my gosh, I think my allergies are acting up. So for dressing up, I'm trying to tie in again, like I've said in the past, of like look good, feel good, because my throat just made a freaking weird noise. Look good, feel good. I really believe in that. Like, I could kind of be feeling like irritable, and even more if I don't like the way that I look that day. So I need to do better. I want to appreciate that I've grown out of my past. I was like a little bigger. Back then my hormones were all jacked up and stuff, and it just did not make me confident at all. I'm older. I don't want to dress like, obviously I didn't have like the money to dress nice back then, but like I'm older now. I have grown out of like certain things. I want to invest in that. I want to dress how I want to be perceived, I guess. I'm strong, confident, reliable. I'm loving. I'm a woman. I want to be more feminine, more mature, more important. And that might sound bad, but I learned that like in corporate America, that the more that you pay attention to how you dress and look, you get taken more seriously. And I've definitely have experienced that not only at work, but when I'm out in public, tirando todo like fulonga, compared to like when I'm dressed up. Fools be treating me, not even just guys, but people be treating you different, and I don't like that, because I'm gonna check you both ways. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Number 5, Burger King. Creative expression. I want to create more. I want to express myself more. I want to express myself with my creativity, like videos, reels. I don't know. I freaking deleted my TikTok. Yes, I am one of those people. And yes, did you know that you can just... Yes, I know I can get it back. I haven't even looked up a video of how to get it back, because I'm kind of like, I think I need this. I think this breakup was needed. Because, no. I liked creating on there. I liked posting on there. I really liked it. That got me like out of my comfort zone. So I'm thankful for TikTok. Look me up if you want. I wish I would have gotten my videos, and I probably still can, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think that chapter of my life is done for now. So bittersweet, silver lining, whatever. Through videos, maybe reels, through pictures, scrapbooking, which I'm already doing. I would show you, but maybe that could be another video. Pen paling, like I want to try that. I've always said I want to do it, and I don't do it. Maybe I should. I'm expressing myself in this way right now, so we're kind of on track with that, because I've been making videos, but this is like me putting myself out there a little more. And that kind of goes into what they were telling us at church about like finding your gift and giving it away. No, finding your gift and using it, etc. And then I found a Pablo Picasso quote talking about like find your gift and give it away. So like I want to say I'm like good or the best at drawing, but I enjoy it, and if I can like put that out there in a way to help someone, or like I have ideas for that, but that's just an example. I feel like maybe this is kind of my gift. Not thinking I'm like #1 podcaster or whatever, but I just feel like if I have this confidence in being able to put myself out there, and maybe the topics that I talk about help a little, then like, but that comes to like all the other types of ways that I can express myself. Number 6, this one's a little more fun. I want to do more Disney trips, because I want to heal my inner child. And I know that maybe that's gonna sound a little like materialistic, or like you're gonna hear inner child like that, go to therapy. I know, okay, but mind you, I'm already doing work I've been healing myself from past experiences. I'm really trying to let go of this leftover, because it's not as much as I had, but I'm trying to let go of like anger, hate, resentment. I'm not gonna say I have gotten rid of it, because I'm being for real that it's a process. We're getting there, okay? But a part of healing my inner child in that regard, it's more with Disney trips or like childish things, if you want to word it like that, is that just like one way that I can heal my inner child. It's something that my younger self wanted, and it felt like whenever something like Disneyland, because it's expensive, or going to Mexico because of the circumstances, financial dreams that I had as a kid, Disneyland and going to Mexico were so, like, that was like in the future things. My first time I went to Mexico was at 18, and I went with my tia. Very happy about that. My first time at Disneyland, I think I was like 20 or 21. Bruh. It was just something that was like really unreachable due to financial issues. And it's like my personal way of treating my younger self to something we couldn't have before is something that my younger self would feel very like successful and happy about. And that's easier to do than what I really want, which is the fact that what we both really would have wanted or want right now, like me and my inner child, which is like a redo at our childhood. Oh, you can't give me that. Yeah, so give me the freaking Disneyland ticket and make it a park hopper. Quote, I guess, that I saw on, not me saying TikTok, something I saw on Pinterest that was like, go laugh in the places you cried. And to me, I feel like that's like my childhood. When I think of my childhood, it wasn't, to put it simply, the best in a lot of aspects. And yeah, sometimes I could think about like cartoons or like certain memories that were happy, but a lot of it was not. And I need to go do that. I need to go laugh in the places that I cried, and that place in particular is my youth, and I need to change the narrative. That's how I'm going to heal my inner child, little by little. Number 7. I want to indulge in my interests, going back to like inner child or like my younger self. I feel like a lot of things I ended up growing out of, supposedly, when in reality I think I was just more like giving up, because I wasn't able to really, like, not the chair creaking now all of a sudden. I think I wasn't able to take advantage of it when I was younger, so I just kind of gave up on it. And I want to be able to indulge in my interests, like arts and crafts, YouTube, even if that means like having to do it alone. Goals, things that I couldn't do because I had excuses or obstacles. Like, I'm scrapbooking, but I want to be more on top of it. I journal, but I want to do it more consistently. I want to take more photos. Number 8, I want to book more than one flight this year. I feel like I go to like Mexico once a year, and I'm always saying like, oh, I'll be back again. I don't come back until the next year. I want to go new places, so I don't have to just limit myself to Mexico. I could go somewhere else. I literally have only been to 2 states out of the 50 here, and for what? And I've only been to one other state, because like Nevada, because I've been to Vegas. Number 9, I want to do more solo dates, new things, like in my season of isolation, in my singleness. And I've noticed, whether I want to admit it or not, I definitely do more things when I'm on my own. And that's not bad, but I feel like I should take advantage of it. Like, I don't have kids, I'm not tied down, I'm not married, I'm single. And for the few times that I've kind of was pushing myself to do it before, I really liked it, and I really learned it's not that hard. Like, stop overthinking things, like it's definitely doable. So I just need to do a little more of that, but be more intentional with it, because back then I feel like it was more on a whim, and I was also depending on not being sober to get through it, and now I am sober, so I have to kind of relearn that. Literally solo, not be dependent on smoking or drinking to get through it. So that kind of ties into getting past like my fear of like embarrassment or cringe. Number 10, I want to get my ears pierced. I've had my ears pierced like 3 times before, and I don't know what it is with my lobes. They don't like being pierced. The first time was when I was like little, like maybe like 7 or 8. They freaking fell out. They closed. The second time was in high school, and I thought I waited enough time for them to heal, and when I tried changing out my earrings, they didn't want to go in, and it closed. Third time, I freaking had to take out my earrings because it was literally healing around the earring so much that it hurt to take like my earring back out of my ear. And at that point I was like frustrated, and I had to let my little chubby earlobes heal fully. They just reject it, but I want to be able to wear the earrings that I've been gifted and stuff like that, so I'm gonna get my ears pierced. How was my septum gonna heal better than my ears? Bruh. And that kind of ties into like what is that tied to? Oh, like dressing up more, because I've never been able to dress up and like wear jewelry like that because I don't have my ears pierced. So that's kind of how I'm investing in it. Number 11, I want to establish a weekly workout routine. I feel like I keep telling that to myself, and I try new things out. I try and go Monday, Wednesday, maybe Friday. I try and go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Like it throws me off, along with like my regular work week and other things that maybe make that more of a struggle. I just want to be able to establish a weekly workout routine that works for me, because then why am I paying for a gym membership? And I'm paying for a gym membership because that was helping me work out a little more than depending on myself to do it here in my place, and like I need to do better. Wish me luck on doing that. Number 12, scrapbook more. I actually did scrapbook, I think it was yesterday or the day before. And I literally have like my little stack of pictures that I printed from Walmart, and I kind of have those to catch up on. But I want to stay on top of it, so I'm not having to do all this like backtracking of things that I want scrapbook, things that I want like recorded and stuff in those. But I just want to be regular at it, and I think I need to get like a little printer for it. So I want to scrapbook more. Number 13, I want to document more of my youth / present day. I honestly have not been taking as much Polaroids as my past self probably would have wanted me to. I always try to make that my like New Year's resolution, and I did for like a while. Like anywhere I'm going, I'm taking film, and I think got bored of it. I was very like uninspired, and I stopped doing that, and I kind of want to get back into that. I have like my little point and shoot cameras, and I need to get some film developed from like past years. I want to document the current years. I think it's nice to look back at things like that. Number 14, I want to learn a new language. I say, as I haven't opened Duolingo in, I think it said like a month now. I got tied up, but I need to get back into it. Recently I was like, okay, well, I've always wanted to go to Italy, so maybe I should get into learning Italian, because it's like really similar to Spanish. I was gonna say French. Really similar to Spanish, and I feel like I can manage more than I would have been able to with French. But I need to get back into that. that little owl be giving me the side eye. That fool dead, basically. Some stuff handle like the anxiousness. I don't want to say anxiety. I just feel a little like on edge, but I'm chilling. Number 15. This year, I really want to get closer to God. And I've always had a connection and relationship and clearly a belief in God and Jesus. But in these past years, I've definitely been getting closer to him and strengthening my relationship with him. And I think this past year 2024 really like kicked it off for me, and now I'm applying myself. So that's a goal that I've had, but I'm being what's the word, I'm being intentional with what I'm trying to do, putting in the work, because being for real, I was not doing that before. And that's okay. Like, progress is progress, but I need to be straight up. I was not doing that in the past. So I want to build my connection, relationship, and faith with him. I want to heal my wounds that have slowed me down and do sometimes, because they don't help me. And I know that some people will say like, oh, well, like religion or spirituality aren't going to heal those wounds. It's like, I feel like it's all personal experience, along with other things people struggle with. But for me, that's like my end goal, and I think it's about time that I start working towards it, because that's really what's gonna, whenever I've been really down and struggling, like God's been like the only thing that's always been there, and he can't say the same for me. Ooh. Hopefully having the Lord use me to help others however he deems it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I need to do this, because right now I'm basically not that woke, and I'm just trying to do what he thinks is best, I guess. Not I guess, but like what I'm perceiving as what maybe he's thinking, if that makes sense. But yeah, this year I want to get closer to God, and I need to work on that. I need to put in effort. I need to do it. I'm at number 16. I want to give back to my community. So like, I want to serve in church once I'm prepared. I want to use my creativity to help kids or families, depending on what that might be, to help nature, maybe like cleaning up or like protesting certain things, supporting small businesses, people that might be struggling in one way or another. Instead of going to like a big company, like go ahead and get someone's mom or tia to help you, someone's tia or dad, like, yeah. So I just want to help the community. I feel like it's crazy. I hate how disconnected we are. Maybe blame it on like the generation or the times or personalities or the way that we're so like independent is what people are calling it nowadays, that we just focus like on ourselves. But I don't like that. Like, I want to be able to have a sense of like community, so you have to give back to it. You need to build those relationships and stuff. Give back to the community, the nature, give back to the community, give back to the environment, give back to the people. Number 17, I want to be nicer to myself. All goes back to God. I want to see myself how he sees me, seeing who he sees me as in my own eyes. And I feel like I really struggle with that, even though I try and like talk myself into like these affirmations or like words or reminders, but it's like my trauma and wounds that hold me back. Every person should be able to love themselves. We can say it's hard, maybe impossible, but I think it's just kind of in my way, like reasoning myself, like, why do you think so low of yourself? And kind of digging into that. So point blank period, I need to be nicer to myself. And like me telling myself that at almost 27, let me say 26 because I'm not there yet, but like at 26 years old saying like I should be nice to myself. That's pretty freaking sad. Like, girl, we need to do better. The world needs to do better for us, but we can start with ourselves. Number 18, I want to stay educated. Me spinning. Like speaking to others on topics, getting informed. Oh, I just checked myself mentally today. But did they? Whatever. Let's not talk about that. With like speaking with others on topics, that's how I can get educated on getting people's like point of views on stuff. I want to read more. I want to take classes, courses even. I recently saw that in like a video that like you won't pay for a course because that's everyone's like cash grab, right? But you're gonna avoid going to college. And I really am trying to realize that like maybe I don't have to just go back to school for a huge plan. I can at least go back to classes and take those individually, you know? I have thought about going back to school, and that's it. I've just thought about it. I did like a quick little search last time. I think I just need to sit with myself and say like, this is what it takes. Do you want to do that? Okay, period. Do it or don't. I think it's raining. Number 19, I want to go camping. I haven't been camping in, like, camping. Like, I have a tent, and I made a bonfire, and I have the food there, and we're, like, at a lake or in the wilderness, in the mountains, whatever. I haven't gone camping in, like, a minute. I don't want to just sleep in the car. But I want to be like in nature. I want to be in the water. I want to be in the sun. Like, I want to do those experiences that make me forget that I have a phone. Maybe because there's like no service. I think that might be one of the things I have to do alone. And I've never done that before, but alone. But I can't keep waiting on people. So catch me in the wilderness. From holding the laptop. Number 20. I want to be more obedient and consistent in everything that I've mentioned already and everything I've said so far and more. I want to get up and stay out of the ruts that I tend to forget that I fall into unexpectedly. That goes into the whole workout routine. I start and then I fall. Or being creative and then I stop. Or staying positive, being nice to myself, and then I fall. I just need to knock myself into like, I need to be obedient and consistent and all the things that I've named for this year, but also other things that I've been working on that I kind of slack off in. So that's what I hope to be this year. Obedient and consistent. Consistent and obedient. Period. 21. I want to move on better. No hate, no anger. Just keep it pushing. I want to move on from missed opportunities. Remembering, like from my past video, redirection, not rejection. Or sometimes it's rejection. That's in reality redirection. Kind of things happen for a reason. I personally believe that. I get it. It's hard to accept sometimes, but whatever. I don't know if this one's gonna hit, but going on from that topic of moving on, I just have to expect less from people. And I am on a dangerous road with this because I tend to cut people off. I tend to be very much like me, myself, and I, blah, blah, blah. At least I was. I've been trying not to do that past year, 2024, and really just be a little nicer at how I react to things, how I take those circumstances in, and I'm actively attempting to move on a little easier. I want to move on before I get in my head and get all negative, because I'm an overthinker. That's what they talked about today in church, about like not relying too much on like logic, just have faith and obedience. And I struggle with that. That's hard for me. Like, so I'm basically trying to quit a bad habit of not being positive when it comes to those experiences or things ending. 21. No, sorry, that was 21. 22. I need to save money. 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 Point blank period. Saving. I don't need to learn how to save. No, I've been saying that. Guess what's gone done? Nothing. How much do I have in savings? Nothing. But mind you, I did have money saved up, but I've been investing it in, you know, like my little like snack business that I, yes, have actively in this, and that's fine. But I needed to save and just do it, not learn, because at the age that I am, like, no, I have to save money. Number 23, I want to address my issues. I need to be proactive with healing. So that kind of goes into being like nicer to myself, healing my inner child, and I can't really do those things if certain wounds are still open and if I'm still hurting from them. I have gotten to the point where, like, yes, I'm feeling my emotions, and yes, I'm acknowledging them, and yes, this and this. When they're front center, okay, now what do I do? Being aware is not enough. Like, what else are we doing? So I want to address my issues and heal. Therapy ? Is what I have written down. I feel like I've thought about it in the past. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, it doesn't work. I just don't know. Like, if maybe that's the best thing for me, because maybe I'm being avoidant right now. I feel like I've gotten pretty good and far where I am right now at, like, not going down memory lane. When I start thinking about something that low-key makes me want to start being, or in the at least current emotion, I think about something, and then these feelings of like resentment and anger and sadness all come like tumbling forward, and I kind of have to like check myself and say, like, we don't want to be resentful, angry, or sad anymore. I'm aware of what happened. I don't have anger. Like, I stopped thinking about it, out of sight, out of mind. And I guess in that way, that's being kind of avoidant. And I feel like if I go to therapy, we're gonna talk about those things, and maybe it's gonna be hard for me to not feel those things. Who knows? But I feel like I need to do something. I want to stop ignoring my issues and trauma. I want to be proactive with how I can heal from those wounds. And we'll kind of get into that more in a different videos that I have anticipated, because those are going to be topics that I plan to talk about, because I clearly am not the only one who has had certain experiences or circumstances or have dealt with those feelings, probably same wounds, and that's what I plan on discussing. Not only can I discuss them and be aware of them, I need to heal from them. Number 24, a doable bucket list. Kind of like I mentioned, I'm 26. This year I turned 27. And baby, I saw in a video that was like, in your 20s, you only have 10 summers. Shut up. Because, like, what do you mean I only have 3 summers left in my 20s? Excuse me? Okay, I need to do a bucket list. There are some things that I need to do, want to do, care to do, before I'm 30. And time's ticking. I kind of want to start looking into, like, 30 before 30. I think that'd be super cool. I don't know, you never know. But I think that would be super cool if I were to do, like, 30 new places. I don't want to say countries, because I wish I had the money, you know? Maybe I will have the money. But, like, instead of 30 countries before 30, at least like 30 new places before 30, 30 new foods before 30, like meals that I've prepared. Since I'm being reasonable with myself, but also kind of acknowledging like I'm not married, I'm single, I'm in my 20s, I don't have kids. All I have to worry about right now is like me, so I can be a little delusional. We're at number 25. 25. The 25th thing that I would want to do in 2025, this year, I would want to see what happens, obviously, like God's plan, God's will, period. I'm not to say that I'm not trying, but like, let me leave it at that. I'm minding my business. I put love again. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's the relationship, if that would be like something else, but in a new way, with my new understanding of what I believe a relationship going into marriage should be, because even though the mindset that I have is new, a little more saturated or whatever, I've always been the type of person that like, if I'm dating you, it's because yes, I see the potential, but I'm dating you for a reason. I ain't doing this ish for nothing. In the past, I've been kind of like told, Dede, that's dumb. Well, yeah, you're gonna get played when you think like that. Like, just have fun. Excuse me? How is that stupid? That's my plan. That's been my plan. Have I been going about it the right way? No. I'm not gonna give up on that, but I know that now I have a new understanding of what marriage should be, meaning I have a new understanding of what a relationship should look like to get to that. Because I wasn't doing that before, but I've always wanted that. If I'm dating you, it's because I can see myself marrying you. Has that been the other way around? I don't think so, but whatever. I don't want to rush into anything. I'm just being hopeful. Like, I'm not saying like maybe how I've been given the energy before of like how I explained in my last video, 25 things that I learned. I learned that in those past seasons, it was not my season to find a husband and get married and have kids. I got rid of that idea because I realized that just because it's happened to other people doesn't mean it's gonna happen to me. And I feel like I'm just putting in my faith there a little. Not a little. Like, I'm putting faith in that section of my life that honestly, like, I kind of gave up on. And then I got reminded again. And then I kind of wanted to give up on it, but I told myself to stay positive and realize, like, hey, like, move on from this. It doesn't mean that you need to give up on it. It just means you need to be a little more, call it whatever you want, selective, careful. But that's what I would want to experience this year, to love again. Like, I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I don't want to say like I love being in a relationship, because then I feel like that gives like I need to be in a relationship type thing, and I'm not like that. I was single for like several years. That's been my life. But like, I'm just putting in faith in that section of my life. I'm trying to stay positive, so yeah. If you're wondering which one of these 25 things am I most excited about, number one, I'm excited to see where this goes, which was the start of a podcast. Like, we're done now. I feel a little like relaxed because I finally finished rambling on. Just like when I first did my other videos, or when I first started vlogging, or when I first posted on TikTok, it's always that like fear of like, ugh, my very first one. And look, we're already done with one, 24 to go, you know? So like, subscribe to my video, subscribe to my channel, like the video, follow me on Instagram if you want, follow me on my journey. I do plan to figure out my little uploading schedule with this new thing. I can't believe that I'm like over here saying like, oh my god, my podcast. Like, Ya me creo podcaster. Psych. No me creo. Soy. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that by the next one, my curtains will be steamed and I'll be a little less overwhelmed and anxious. I think you could tell with all my heavy breathing that I was a little nervous, but we're chilling. An owl, vibing. But yeah. So thank you for tuning into the Nobody Asked podcast. That sounds so weird to say. Whatever. I hope to be uploading the next one soon. And give me ideas on what you want to hear. Give me your opinions on what you want to hear. Give me 5 things that you want to do this year in 2025. It's still January. It's still January. Nah, like 2026 is my year. I already effed this up. It's like, don't do that. Like, it's barely January. Do better. Try better. Shut up. So I need to do that. Maybe you need to do that too. But give me 5 things that you're gonna do this year. Maybe 5 things that are on your bucket list. 5 things that you're gonna stop doing. Comment something, bro. And if nothing, just like the video. But I hope that you guys liked it. I hope that you stay tuned to my next one. I'm excited for that one because next month's already February, which is Valentine's Day. Stay tuned for vlogs because I have some stuff coming up too that I'm excited to just partake in and be taking videos on. So yeah. But thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope that you're interested in it. And yeah. Bye.